Hey, Maddie! What the heck is up with this lunch you packed for me?
Was there something wrong with it? It's the same thing that I always prepare for you. A main dish and some veggies with a yogurt cup on the side.
But this time you chose to put fish in here? How about you stop making decisions about what I'm going to eat at work all by yourself, and start making me food that I actually say I want?
It's just grilled salmon with a bit of lemon salt on it. And I made sure to take all of the bones out of it for you. It should be pretty delicious.
This is not about that. I don't care if the fish has bones in it or not, or if you think it is delicious. I'm pissed that you are only going to make your hard-working husband fish to eat for his lunch. When yesterday I specifically said that it would be great to have a steak one of these days for lunch. Do you not listen to a word I say when I speak to you?
But yesterday, I cooked you a piece of steak for your lunch, and you came home saying that it was rock solid and inedible.
I just wanted you to realize that you needed to cook the steak for a shorter amount of time so that I could actually bite the thing. You should have tried again today.
But you kept yelling at me in a way that made me feel inferior to other people's wives. So I thought I should make something that I knew would be great for you.
Don't give me that crap. I wasn't trying to make you feel bad. I just wanted to teach you a lesson was all.
But I'm being serious about how you made me feel.
Well, if you aren't going to be able to cook me good meat, then maybe you should resort to buying ready-made meals. Do you think you can do that for me? Recently, frozen foods have started to outclass a lot of homemade dishes in quality anyways, so don't feel bad that you no longer need to cook for me.
Really? But before, you were saying that if I used any frozen foods, you'd be even more pissed at me.
Well, that was before I realized that everything you were going to cook for my lunch was going to be garbage. I have hardly been able to eat half of the crap because it was either overcooked or not something I had asked for.
I'm starting to get confused by what you want from me.
All I'm saying is that I want good food. What's so hard to understand about that? If it requires you to make easily reheatable frozen food to make me a good meal, then you better be heading to the grocery store right now to prepare that stuff for my lunch tomorrow.
All right, I get it.
I better have a great quality meal in my lunchbox starting tomorrow. And something that I actually enjoy eating.
Okay.
And by the way, what's going to be for dinner tonight? It better not be stupid salmon!
I was going to make us some lasagna with garlic bread.
Lasagna? Are you really trying to start something here?
That's not what I'm trying to do by any means. Do you not want lasagna? I saw on TV that there is this really delicious-looking lasagna recipe, so I thought I'd give it a try and add some garlic bread to it, since that's what we normally have with our pasta dishes.
Lasagna is something that you should be cooking on a calm Sunday evening for us.
Is that what you want then? I didn't know that lasagna was so complicated. I just wanted to cook something that looked fun to me, and today that lasagna recipe sounded really good. But if lasagna isn't what you want to eat today, then I'm sorry for choosing it. I'll make sure to cook something more weekday dinner-like.
Jeez. And I thought you had known the basics already.
The basics of what exactly? I am just trying to cook delicious food for you. Isn't that already good enough for you?
Just shut up already. From now on, just make sure to talk with me about what to cook before you make any stupid decisions. This better have taught you a valuable lesson.
It has. And I'll make sure I never act on my own again without your instruction.
You'd better not. Are you really beyond helping at this point? What the hell is this in my lunchbox?
What is it this time? You asked for meat, so I made you some fried chicken for lunch today.
You just put the leftovers from yesterday's dinner in here.
But I made sure to fry them one more time so that they would be crispy again because they might have gotten soggy in the fridge. I also used a different spice on them so that the flavor wouldn't be the same as yesterday's. Recently, I was able to get a clearance box of spices at the supermarket, so it has made it easier for me to make different styles of meals for us. I thought having this much variation in our foods would make you less likely to get tired of eating what I cook.
You shouldn't be getting all fancy when making our food.
Is that so? All of my friends say that they are able to make all sorts of new recipes by having more variety in spices.
Well, I don't care about spices. I care that most of the people at my lunch just go out to eat for lunch and skip all of this stupid bring their own lunch to work crap.
Well, then I guess I shouldn't make you lunch anymore. It'd be easier and way more relaxing if you just went out for lunch as well.
Well, I don't want to do that either.
Why not?
Because all of the well-respected guys here have their wife make them lunch every day.
I don't think them having lunch made for them by their wife makes much of a difference in how they appear to everyone else, but... Well then, are you saying that everyone that goes out for lunch isn't respected there?
Don't try and bring up a different issue right now. What I want to talk about has nothing to do with that. I just want to be respected around my workplace. And I'm always being told to do my best in all aspects of my life. That includes what my wife cooks me to bring to work the next day for lunch.
I already know about your less than appealing work environment, but I think that what you have for lunch there should be the least of their worries.
Well, anyways, I'm going to be late coming home from work today.
Oh, are you going out for dinner with some of your coworkers?
That's right. This new gorgeous girl joined our department, so we are having a small welcome party for her at one of the restaurants up north.
Well, that sounds nice.
What? Are you getting jealous that I will be spending my night around someone that isn't you?
Huh? No, not at all. I just want you to have a fun night out is all.
God. That is one of the things that keeps you from being a half-decent wife for me. I just wish you could act a little more jealous when I start talking about how I will be spending time around another woman.
I'm sorry, but it's not like it'll just be the two of you going out for dinner. Your company will all be having a welcome party for her, so I just assumed that it would be business-related and nothing personal. You want to make a good first impression on behalf of the company for her, right?
Huh. I already knew that, so stop trying to lecture me. Then, because I will be out late, I want you to be waiting at home for me with a slight worried and jealous expression on your face, instead of falling asleep.
Seriously? Well, what time do you think you will be home tonight?
Do you think I'd know? I'll be home when I am home, and you better be ready for me to get in bed with you.
I guess I can wait for you all night.
It's part of what will make me like you more, so you'd better. And anyways, you're always alone at home. You have the chance to sleep all day before I get home.
But I have all sorts of housework that needs to get done, so I don't have the time to just sit around and sleep all day.
Shut up! Maybe you should try getting a real job outside the house and see how well you do. You don't see me taking naps before I go out for the night, do you?
Then I guess I'll try and get a part-time job, since you seem to be all right with that.
I never said I'd allow that. People will start to think that I can't provide for the two of us. I'll become a laughingstock at work.
Then if you don't want me to work a job outside the house, don't start judging my work in the house.
It's whatever. Just make sure that you continue to do your boring job at our house so that I don't need to hire someone else to take your place.
Okay. I'm sorry about falling asleep before you got home yesterday night. I didn't think you would be out past midnight, and I couldn't get myself to keep my eyes open waiting for you.
So you finally decided to wake up, you lazy pig.
Are you still driving to work?
Yes.
Then what time did you end up getting home last night from the dinner?
At around 2 a.m.
That is super late, coming home early morning from a work dinner like that.
Well, I was having too much fun with my coworkers. After the dinner, we all decided to head to a few other bars, including that beautiful new girl that joined our department.
I guess I shouldn't be upset with you for having fun. I'm really sorry for falling asleep early.
To make things worse, I was hoping you could have come out to meet everyone at the restaurant. I wanted to show you off to everyone there, and maybe get some good comments from my coworkers about being with you. But you decided you'd rather sleep than try and support what your husband wants. So as a way of punishing you, I decided to pay for everyone's last round of drinks using your debit card.
What? But I would have never left the house to see you guys that late at night anyway. And even if I would have wanted to drive out that far that late at night, I had already fallen asleep by accident.
You're going to try giving me more excuses again, huh?
I'm not trying to make an argument of this. I just want you to know that I didn't fall asleep on purpose.
Then are you trying to make me feel bad for you? Well, don't bother trying to dampen my spirits, because I will be out late again tonight. So tonight I'd better return home to you awake and ready to please me.
I'm not trying to make you feel bad. And you'll be home late again?
It's because you messed up last night. This is another form of punishing you, since you have to always think about yourself. We decided to have another night out tonight at the bar, so make sure you stay awake. And you might want to act a little worried, because it looks like that new girl is starting to take an interest in me.
Really?
What? Does a failure like you have something they want to say to me?
Well, can you at least give me a ballpark time of when you'll get home tonight?
Well, how about this? I'll be home when I feel like it.
But staying out this late is going to start reflecting on your job.
That isn't going to be a problem for me. And whatever happens with me and my work doesn't include you anyway.
Okay.
And by the way, just because you'll be staying up late tonight doesn't mean that you get to slack off on getting housework done today.
Can I at least be allowed to take a nap during the afternoon? That way I'll have more energy going into the night.
No, I don't want you sleeping while I'm here at work. Doing something like that will only irritate me further. It's unfair to me.
But you coming home late at night doesn't have to do with you being at work, right? Tonight will be a completely separate thing from work this time.
Stop coming at me with all these questions.
Well, I need to sleep, or else I won't be able to make it through the next day without collapsing. And then the chores will definitely go without being finished.
But you're not working nearly as hard as I am. I doubt you even break a sweat doing housework. There's no reason you need to be sleeping so much.
Wait, can I ask something completely different? When you are staying out late after work, are you driving yourself home every time?
Isn't that obvious?
Does that mean...
Of course. I am using your savings to fill my tank on the way home.
What the hell? But where you're going out to eat is an hour away from our house. Do you know how expensive that becomes with how gas prices are these days? Maybe you can start carpooling?
You should start looking into that, now that the cost of gas will be affecting you instead of me. And I don't think any of us want to carpool when we all live in completely different areas from each other.
Then I only want one thing from you. Please come home early. I have to go to sleep at some point.
If you're able to start doing as I ask of you, then I might stop paying for everything using your money.
Doing everything you ask?
I am not going to tell you any more than that.
I'm really sorry.
Well, you can prove that you're sorry by doing what I ask.
But wait, please wait. You shouldn't be thinking of me this way. I'm your wife. Hey, can you try and get home a little earlier today, please?
What? Are you already starting to give up?
Every day, you keep using more and more of my money to pay for gas and such. All of my savings are starting to dry up. It looks like you keep driving farther and more often to all sorts of places every day. And if you keep this up for another few weeks, I will be all out of money.
Well, then maybe it is time you stop complaining and keep up with what I want from you. I also don't want to hear you questioning what I'm doing or where I'm going.
Why not? I know this is pretty far out there, but you're not going out with another woman, are you?
Why would you ask me that? Did you find something out from someone?
Huh? Wait, what are you saying? Are you actually cheating on me with other girls?
I am. What's wrong? Do you not see how poorly you treat me all of the time? I just thought if you couldn't handle all of my needs, maybe it was time I find another girl to pick up your slack.
I can't believe you're actually cheating on me.
It's not like this should even bother you. I still return back home to you when I am finished anyways.
Why do you keep trying to make it seem like what you are doing to me and saying to me is okay? Do you not know that what you're doing is crazy wrong?
Well, I was hoping I could have gotten away with this a little longer, but oh well.
What the hell? You're the worst.
What? Do you want to get divorced then? Then let's do it. Whenever you're ready. I have been waiting for this moment to happen for a while now. But wait, I think you will find that life without me is worse than it is with me. You rely 100% on me being your husband since you don't have a job of your own. So what will an unemployed you do after you leave me? What can you do?
Even if I don't have you anymore, I can still get a divorce settlement. And I'll sue you for all the money you spent going out with your mistress. That was my savings.
Then do you have any evidence of me doing anything wrong? All I have said is that I have been cheating, but that is only through a text message. You don't have any proof. I could just be saying that to get you upset with me. You have anything to threaten me with, do you? So don't come at me saying you'll get a settlement from me and all this bull crap.
I am starting to break down thinking about how much of my life I have been throwing away for you. All the times I had to sacrifice my own time and money for you.
Well, now that you know about this, I'm alright with you going to bed before I get home. But I'm still going to use your savings for gas. I would still rather you be awake when I get home so that I can have a round too.
But if you have another woman that is there with you and you don't care when I sleep, why do you still threaten to use my money? I barely have any left.
Well, if it's such a worry for you, then just get a divorce from me.
You just enjoy scaring me?
I just want you to know that you are stuck with me, whether you like it or not.
Okay. Hey! There was a notification in the mail that came today saying that our divorce papers have arrived at the city office. What's up with this? When did you decide you were going to fill those papers out? And does this officially mean we are divorced now?
Just shut up. Yes, it does.
Why did you go ahead and fill out the paperwork without me? Who filled in my part of the paperwork for me?
The girl I'm having an affair with filled in your part.
And do you think that I'll be okay with you guys doing that? Do you think the law will be okay with it?
It doesn't matter to me what you think. You don't have any evidence saying that she filled it in for you. And what the hell is the law going to do about this?
You're still going on about needing all of this evidence? For something like that, all I should need to say is that I did not write anything on the documents.
Well, you're already too late at this point. No matter what you try and do, those papers have already arrived at the city office. And no matter what you say to anyone, I have already burned through all of your savings. So there is no money for you to get yourself a lawyer now. I pity having to throw you out onto the streets without a penny in your pockets. But in the end, you were only ever my slave. I never truly loved you as a person.
You are really crossing the line.
Say what you want.
Hey, I have only one thing to ask.
Oh, what could that be?
Who is the girl that you have been having an affair with this whole time?
What the heck? Are you still jealous? I'm so sorry for you.
Well, we have already divorced from each other. So could you at least tell me who she is?
It's a girl that I work with. Do you remember Jessica?
Jessica? Oh no. She was the one that came to our wedding, and she gave that lovely speech before our wedding vows, right?
Wow, you remember everything about her.
You have to be kidding me. I can't believe you have been sleeping with her.
I know. But someone like you doesn't even hold a candle to how amazing she is.
I shouldn't be having to question this. But have you guys been close to each other like that even before our wedding happened?
We were. Is that a problem?
There are all sorts of problems with that. Why did you even bother marrying me then, if you knew you had feelings for her?
Because when we first started dating, you had always talked about how nice life after marriage would be. And I knew you do all of the housework while I was out after we moved in together. So I saw you as a good tool for a while.
But the life that I wanted after marriage wasn't supposed to be me acting as your pet.
Well, that's too bad for you then, huh? You wanted to get married, so I did that for you. You should be grateful for what I gave you.
You're right.
So you agree? Then you can start gathering your things and get to getting out of my house. I want Jessica to be moved in by next week so that we can get to making a few kids.
You have treated me like crap all this time. So I guess getting out of this place might just feel wonderful. I'll make sure to get out by the end of today.
Will you go crying back to your parents' house?
That's all I can afford to do at the moment.
All right. Well, good luck. Hey! Pick up the damn phone when I call you!
What do you still want from me?
What is this letter in the mail stating that you took legal action against me?
Ah, so it finally arrived, I see. Perfect.
What the hell is up with this?
Like I said before, filling out and sending in divorce papers without the consent of both parties is illegal. Now the police want to have a word with you about it.
The police?
They told me that they would need to talk with you before this could move forward, so good luck.
This is all just a sick joke, right? How the hell could that have been illegal? It was just a simple divorce paper.
You committed the crime of sending in an official document with forged signatures misrepresenting me.
So what will happen to me now, though?
Well, you'll be put in prison for a few years and will have to pay $5,000 in fines, I think. But that is all up to the judge to decide.
What the?
But there is still more. Jessica may also need to go to prison for the same crimes as you, since she helped fill out my half of the form and forge my signature. But if the two of you want to know more in-depth stuff about this, I'd say you can Google it all yourselves.
We'll go to prison?
Well, it looks that way to me. But like I said, you might be lucky enough to be slapped with a heavy fine. And from the looks of it, you and Jessica got married already, right?
And what about that?
I think you'll both be charged with bigamy as well, since we didn't officially divorce yet.
But we did get divorced. It was all finalized.
I think you need to think about this for a long second. Really, no matter what happens with the divorce, you'll be stuck committing a crime. Because if the divorce papers are revoked, then you will definitely be committing bigamy for marrying two people. And if they go through with processing the divorce papers, you'll both be charged with forgery of an official document and for misrepresenting me.
Then what happens if I go with committing bigamy?
Depending on what the court decides, you could be going to prison for a few years as well. Even if you get a good lawyer, I think you will be seen as a criminal for doing this, and it will all go onto your permanent record.
Do you think that will really happen?
Well, I don't know what your outcome will be, but no matter what it is, I'm sure I'll be fine calling it my revenge. And a good one at that. I had actually been thinking of this day for a long time now, but never wanted to say anything to you until it was 100% in motion.
What else do you plan to do to me?
Well, first, I'm going to open another case trying to get those divorce papers that you sent in invalidated. But while that happens, I'll work with my lawyer to start filling out new paperwork in which I can also ask for a court settlement from both you and Jessica for financial abuse and theft. My lawyer said it's no problem.
What is going on? Who is this lawyer? How did you hire someone? I thought you didn't have any money.
I bet you'd love to think that I don't have anything.
What? But how did you hire a lawyer without any money?
Well, I just had to ask my parents if I could borrow some. And once I got the settlement money from you two, I could pay them back.
I didn't expect that from someone as stupid as you.
I used a lot of the money not just getting the divorce validated, but also having official documentation made up with the lawyer allowing me to get a court settlement from you guys.
That's unfair.
Then do you want to take this to court and try and fight me over it? If we go there, we won't be able to get the divorce fully processed, and then you will ultimately be tried for bigamy in court. You won't have to pay me a settlement for the divorce, but you will be going to prison.
Damn.
But if you would rather us not go through all of that, then maybe you can give me a settlement out of court.
You want me to give you money for that as well?
Well, either way, you'll most likely need to go to prison for a few years. Well, you might get lucky, though. The judge might just suspend your sentence and allow you to go on probation for however many years he finds fit.
All right. Let's just forget about all of this. Let's just cancel the divorce.
What?
I'll divorce Jessica, and then we can get back together again and fix all of this fighting. This time I'll make sure to treat you with the respect you deserve. Heck, I'll even start cooking for you if that will make you feel better.
You'll only do all that to get yourself out of jail. Literally. I know you'll just go back to treating me like crap anyways.
No. Please let me treat you better than I did before.
You're already a little too late there. I am already far too excited about seeing what happens next to you. So don't bother trying to please me. If you really want to treat me with the respect you say I deserve, then you need to pay me back for all of my savings that you spent. You'll also need to pay for the court settlements and the out-of-court settlements that I ask for.
But you need to wait a second. I don't have that kind of money laying around.
I was never asking if you had it or not. If you don't have it, then you might want to try a loan shark for getting what I want. I'd like it all in one lump sum payment as well.
A lump sum? You bastard!
Everything that I have had to ask for up until now is because of you, though, right? But if you'd like me to, I can take all of this to another level. But you already have enough on your plate to look forward to, so I think I'll spare you this time.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me and stop all of this from happening.
I think we are beyond simple interactions like that. Well, there was one more thing that I was forgetting. I decided it was a good idea to send all of that evidence that I got of your affair to your bosses.
What? What have you done?
I know, right? That's pretty awful, right? I even was able to send those to your wedding planner as well. I guess if you're planning to still have that wedding, you might want to make it just the two of you instead. Man, I have no idea what'll happen to you. I can't even begin to imagine your life after this.
You've turned everyone I have built so much trust with against me.
Well, hold on now. I'm sure it would have still caught some of your bosses and coworkers' attention seeing you get married right after a divorce.
But whatever you showed them, I'm sure they won't trust you over me.
Think what you want to. I know that you are already beyond saving at this point. I am so happy right now. I asked your boss to keep me in the loop on what happens to you next. Good luck.
If I get fired, what am I going to do?
I don't think he'll do anything like that to you.
Huh?
He noticed that you will need to be able to pay me back for all of my savings that you spent, as well as for the settlements. So he said he won't fire you so that you can earn money just for me.
That, in other words, means...
Right. You'll be stuck working at a place where everyone will look down on you. But since you need the money, you'll have nowhere else to go.
That'll be hell. I'm finished. I just got an email from my work. I have been demoted. I will need to do all low-level tasks within the company and will stay there until further notice. I have never heard of a position like this. Also, I will be relocated to working at an office out in the middle of nowhere.
At least your boss was nice enough to keep you around, right?
That's the least of my worries now. And what about Jessica? It looks like the same thing will happen to her because of this.
Oh my.
Why did my boss think he could do this to me?
Do you not remember? Before I married you, I was working for a small firm that worked with your company, and I went to a human resources training course at your company. During that time, I became friends with your HR representative, and from there we followed each other a lot on social media. One day she messaged me and asked how I was doing, and at that point, I updated her on all the cheating you had done within the company, and she asked for the photos to show to your bosses. Once they heard about this, they contacted me and made sure that I would be okay.
Then all of this is really going to happen.
On top of that, I also made sure to tell your parents.
You contacted my parents as well?
I just made sure to mail them copies of the divorce papers, proof of you having an affair, and all of the text messages between us. They seem to have always cared about how I was doing. So when they heard about this, they were devastated. They apologized to me for having put up with their awful son. But even with their apologies, I have not had the slightest want or need to forgive you for what you did to me.
But my parents...
They said that they won't be paying for you guys' wedding anymore, and that they don't want anything to do with their cheating son. It sounds to me like they disowned you.
They can't do that.
Well, have fun with your long-distance relationship while you are moved out to the middle of nowhere. I leave all the rest to my lawyer. So I look forward to seeing if you can avoid going to prison or not. I have spent the past few weeks staying at my parents' house trying to relax all of my stress away. During my time relaxing, my parents wanted to go on a trip for a few days, so we decided to pack up some clothing and head out to the Bahamas on a family vacation. It looks like my ex took his time listening to everything that my lawyer had to tell him, but I was fortunate enough to see that he was finally able to get all of the money together that I had asked him to give to me. While he has been working doing very tedious work in the countryside, it looks as though work slowed down, so now he spends his days sitting in the office waiting for the time to pass. And also, because of his long-distance relationship with Jessica, she decided to start cheating on him with a much wealthier man. It seems that what goes around will eventually come around when it comes to how you treat other people. For me, I don't really care about what happens with them, so I see no need in telling him about what is going on with her. Anyways, once a bit more time has passed, I will get back out there and start looking for a job so that I can move out of my parents' house again. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.